All right, significant 49ers news. Deebo Samuel is going to be out for at least until the bye week with a hairline fracture in that injured shoulder. Now, x-rays and an MRI had come back negative after Samuel exited the game in Cleveland with that shoulder injury. But the 49ers said, well, you should go get a CT scan because there was still pain this week. And the CT scan found a hairline fracture in Deebo Samuel's shoulder. Hairline fracture means tiny fracture. It's the smallest possible fracture that there can be. So Deebo's not going to play against Minnesota. He's not going to play the following week against Cincinnati. And then the 49ers have a very well-timed bye week. So there's a good chance, it seems, that Deebo Samuel will be able to return on November 12th against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that Christian McCaffrey, by the way, who was back out of practice, you can check out the video of Christian running around on the practice field. He says he feels great. I think that the 49ers are well set up to absorb an absence of Deebo Samuel that obviously isn't projected to be all too long. You've got to have at least one or the other, McCaffrey or Deebo Samuel. If you don't, then the playbook shrinks. Because both of these guys are adaptable weapons. McCaffrey is a running back who can play receiver. Samuel is a receiver who can play running back. If you have at least one of them, Kyle Shanahan can still run the vast majority of the playbook. But if both of them are out, well, things become a little bit more problematic. So the fact that Christian McCaffrey, I think all signs point toward him being able to play on Monday, even though he's listed as questionable, that's big for the 49ers. And then you absorb the Deebo Samuel loss by relying on Christian McCaffrey, by relying on Brandon Ayuk, by relying on this team's other firepower. So we'll see if Deebo's back by November 12th, but this certainly isn't crippling news for the 49ers. It is disappointing news because they thought that he would be back a little bit sooner. They thought it was day-to-day. Instead, it's going to be a little bit more week-to-week with the hairline fracture. But Kyle Shanahan says that injured reserve is not under consideration right now for Deebo Samuel. Then we turn to Trent Williams. He's doubtful for this game. So that's really what we had talked about, what we expected. He didn't practice at all this week. Ankle injury, a low ankle sprain, not a high ankle sprain. That's the good news. The bad news is that we probably won't see Trent out there against Minnesota. Probably a good idea to rest him. That means that Jalen Moore is going to start for the 49ers at left tackle. Why not Matt Pryor? Well, because Matt Pryor specializes at right tackle. He's the backup for Colton McKivitz. But Jalen Moore is the backup on the left side for Trent Williams. So Danielle Hunter will rush against both sides, the NFL sack leader for the Minnesota Vikings. He likes to rush against right a little bit more than left, but with Jalen Moore likely out there, we might see Danielle Hunter lined up over left tackle as well. The Vikings also have that extremely high blitz rate, 33.7%, leads the league, according to True Media. And that means that the entire 49ers front and Brock Purdy, Jake Brendel, the center, but Jalen Moore, he's going to have to make decisions too. These guys are going to have to figure out who to block coming out of that amoeba front in the noise at Minnesota. So that's a potentially big loss, right? Jalen Moore instead of Trent Williams against Danielle Hunter and a high blitz rate team. This is going to be a test on Monday night. It's going to take a lot of screen passes for the 49ers against this blitz. That's what it required against the Giants a couple weeks ago. And the good news is that Christian McCaffrey, who's officially questionable, but it seems that he's truly leaning toward playing. He's a screen beater. He's a blitz beater. I mean, he's a blitz beater with screens. He's the guy that you want running those screen passes. So that's big for the 49ers. Aaron Banks back out of practice off of the injury report. Dre Greenlaw practiced the past 2 days, just like Aaron Banks. He is on the injury report, but he's listed as questionable. The 49ers, I don't know why Greenlaw didn't practice on Wednesday. Maybe the 49ers were just playing it cautious with him. But they expected Greenlaw back for this game, and I think that it's also trending in that direction. The questionable tag, you no longer have a probable tag in the NFL. So a lot of the times when a guy is probable, but they can't list him that way for the injury report, they'll put him out there as questionable. Again, McCaffrey says he feels great. And I'm actually about to head off to McCaffrey's alma mater. I'm about to head off to Stanford to check out their game against UCLA tonight, especially the tailgate tonight. Talked to Curtis Robinson, also a Stanford guy, in the locker room about that today. But the 49ers are going to be flying out to Minnesota in just a few minutes. They will walk through on Sunday, and then they'll play Monday Night Football against the Vikings as they attempt to move to 6-1. Practice today went well. It's nice and warm out here in the Bay Area. They're already stenciling 49ers into the end zone for the next game against the Cincinnati Bengals just 8 days from now. No Deebo Samuel, though, for that game. No Deebo Samuel for this game coming up, although I did see Deebo in the locker room today. It was a nice little festive mood in there. The basketball courts, or the hoops, there's only one, I think. I think there's only one on one side. They might have added a second, but I believe there's only one. Basketball is back in the 49ers locker room. Guys shooting hoops, guys having a good time. And now they're headed off to Minnesota, where they're going to play a game inside. There will be artificial turf, which is a bummer. But I don't think that's going to stop Christian McCaffrey from trying to play in this football game. He looked quick out there at practice today. He was making some cuts, looking sharp. McCaffrey is going to be in that lineup in all likelihood, according to my appraisal of what's going on for the 49ers on Monday Night Football against the Vikings.
Back out there.
Are you optimistic for Monday?
Feel great, yeah.
Christian, how big of a deal is it for you just to make yourself available and play and be on the field?
That's a huge deal. Yeah, it's it's what you signed up to do. So if you can go, you got to go.
Without Deebo in the lineup for at least the next couple of games, how does that affect the offense and what you guys try to do? I mean, other players are going to have to step up.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to have to step up. He's such a dynamic player who can do so many things with the ball in his hands. So we all got to step up.
If you were to play Monday, your list is questionable. Is there any fear of exacerbating the injury, or is it a pain tolerance thing?
I feel great. Yeah, I feel great.
You don't have to weigh, hey, it's game, what is it, 7 or whatever. Is this a long season? You just, in terms of whether or not you're going to play.
I still feel great.
Did the longer than usual week playing on Monday, did that help your chances?
Yeah, I think another day is always beneficial, whether you got something going on or not.
Do you feel great by like normal human being standards, or just
I feel great for my own standard. I don't know how everyone else feels, but I feel great. Yeah.
Just the importance of this game coming off a rare loss for you guys. Primetime game, another chance to make a statement, or like, how are you guys approaching this one?
Each week's the same, and it's always going to come down to execution on Sunday. You can have a great week of practice and not execute on Sunday, and have average or bad weeks of practices where things might not seem like they're going well, and play really well on Sunday. So it's all about, there's a lot of time between now and the game, about getting in the book, understanding exactly what the game plan calls for, and going out there and just executing and playing really good football.
did you identify where you got hurt against the Bengals?
No. I mean, yeah, but no. Yeah.
You
A couple more, Christian?
That's it.
Have a good trip.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.